So I was going through my food storage again, and it never fails. I found a bunch more food that is way expired. Some of these cans are from 2016 or expired in 2016, meaning I bought them almost a decade ago. This one, 2017. So instead of throwing these away, what I wanted to do today, or putting them in the extremely expired pile, what I wanted to do today was open a few of these and see exactly what 8-10-year-old expired food really looks like. You hear online all the time about how it's just fine to eat. Some people absolutely avoid it like the plague, but in preparedness circles, we know that it's probably okay. So I wanted to take a few of these, open them up, smell them, taste them, look at them, and see if they are still good after, 8-10 years. I also have a couple that I just purchased that are the same as some of the ones in here that have been expired for a long time. So I want to see the difference between a brand new can and a can of 10-year-old stuff. The tomatoes I especially want to see because acidic foods tend to mix with the silver. You get a metallic taste after a while with acidic foods. So diced tomatoes that are 8 years old could be pretty interesting, but we will see. Yeah, and this says Best by 16. I've got some tuna that I want to try. I've got some chicken that I just bought, and I've got this Alaskan pink salmon, which is the same as this stuff right here, although they've changed the label in the last 10 years. Now, I'm not going to try all of these today. What I'm going to do is open a few of these, give you an idea of what's good, what's bad, and how it looks, and then I'm going to do a live stream and open some of the other ones and do it on camera, live as we go. Taste test some of these. I'll be taste testing some today too, but I will make sure and check out the channel, make sure and subscribe and hit the bell notification to get notified when I do that live stream. That will probably be tonight when after I publish this video, or maybe even tomorrow. But let's go ahead and open a few of these. And what I want to do first is try out this great value luncheon meat right here. So first let's open this up. My initial thought is it looks just fine. It smells just fine. Let's see if we can throw it on a plate here. And it looks probably, let's go ahead and open up this other can. This is the new stuff we bought. And you can see a little bit more of the gel in this one. I don't know if that's just how it's packaged or what's going on there, but you can see a little bit more of the gel. So this one, 2028. This one, 2017. So the front one is the new one. You can see there's a little bit more of the fat and stuff. Like, again, I don't know if that's just how it was made, but let's go ahead, take a slice of the old one. And then a slice of the new one. The old one tastes exactly like you think it would. Really salty, but this is luncheon meat. Let's take a bite of the new one. Interestingly, this is a little salty as well, but it doesn't seem like it's as salty as that. Again, I don't know if that's just the way this was packaged and made, but the 6-year, 7-year expired luncheon meat is still absolutely fine. Okay, so that turned out okay. That was absolutely basically the same. So let's go ahead and try this new salmon with this old can. This can expired in 2017, or best by date of 2017, so we got 6-7 years there. And this one I just purchased the other day, so we're good till 25 on that. So first we will open up this old can. And as you can see here, this is what it looks like inside the can. It's got a lot of, looks like it might have shrunk up a bit. Let's open this new can and see what the difference is. So here is the new can, and the old can actually looks a little bit better. It's more packed in there, I suppose, but I'm not sure what the taste and all that, the difference is. But we'll smell this. And it smells fishy and gross. I'm not a fan of canned salmon. And that one smells a little less fishy. But it doesn't, the old can doesn't smell bad or anything. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit out of this. Again, I'm not a fan of canned salmon in the first place. We'll throw that over there. And then the new can. Throw that right there. So as far as texture, it feels exactly the same. Now, as far as taste, again, not a fan of salmon. Get that stuff off there. Let's see how this tastes. It smells fishier than it actually is, but it tastes just fine. It tastes like it's supposed to taste anyway. We'll try a piece of the new stuff. There really is no difference between the two of these either. So as far as taste, texture, smell, everything is just fine after, everything is almost basically the same after 7-8 years, however long this has been whenever we bought it. So this one is pretty good. Alright, let's clean off the plate and we will move on to the next one. Now on this one, I want to see how these diced tomatoes. This is the new one, which expires in 26. And this is the old one here, best by 2016. So I probably bought this in almost 10 years ago. So we will open this up and see what this is like. So here is this one right here, and it looks, smells a little bit weird. So we'll open up this new can right here. Acidic foods are the ones that really give me pause when it comes to expiration dates, because they can interact with the can inside and get a metallic taste. But you can see some of that juice. It looks like it may be a little soggier or broken down. New one smell. Yeah, the old one, there's definitely a difference here as far as maybe that metallic taste or smell like I was talking about. But it doesn't smell bad. It just smells off. So just pull some of this out. So as you can see, that the older stuff looks a little bit more broken down. Not a whole lot, but it is a little bit more broken down. Now, I'm just going to taste a little bit of this because I just want to see. And you've definitely got that metallic taste. Yeah, the newer stuff is definitely better. It's not horrible. I mean, it may, I don't know. I just don't know that I would use a can of tomatoes after 8-10 years. The acidic products, like I said, the fruits the tomato products, all those, I'm just really leery about. But it is, I suppose, edible. I'm just not sure that I'd want to eat it. So at any rate, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so next let's try the canned tuna. And I couldn't find the exact brand, this Pacific Pride canned tuna, so I had to get the Star-Kissed tuna. But they're the same product. We'll see, there might be a little bit of difference in consistency and all that, but it should be fairly the same. So first, let's open up this can of tuna, which was, the best by date is 2017. And then we will open up this can of Star-Kissed tuna, which is 2027. So here we've got the old can of tuna. And again, this is a different brand, so I'm not real sure as far as if it's supposed to look like this or not. But let's open up this can and see what the difference is. And we've got the Star-Kissed brand here, which is a little more shredded, I guess, where this is chunk, and this was supposed to be chunk too, but not so much. But let's go ahead, pull a little bit of this out, and then we'll pull a little bit of this out, and you can see this is actually chunk, this is actually not. So let's go ahead and taste this, and it tastes just fine. Smells just fine, but let's compare it to the new stuff and see if there's a different flavor profile. This seems to have they're both good flavor, but this seems to have a stronger flavor than this does. And I don't know if that's because they're two different brands or if the flavor profile of this, I don't assume that the flavor profile of this kind of lowered over time. That usually doesn't happen. Canned foods are pretty good at retaining everything in there once they're in there. So the tuna is just fine after a decade or so. So let's go ahead. I want to try two more things. I want to try this canned chicken breast with the canned chicken breast from before. And then I want to open up one of these crab meats and see how that is. So let's go ahead and do those. All right. Let's grab this canned chicken. Is 2016, 11/5/2016. Also with these cans, the test I'm doing today, if the can is not compromised at all, it's fine. If there are dents in this can, I just wouldn't tempt fate. This one's got a little bit in here, but that's not too bad. So we're going to go ahead and try this one, and then we will compare it to the brand new one, which expires in 2026. So this one, Best Buy 2016, this one 2026. Okay, there is the old can, and the new can has got the pop top, which I'm not a big fan of, but you can see that, like this one right here, this Vienna sausage, 2018. The pop top is just fine, a little bit dusty. Also, before you open your cans, you'll want to clean off that because you don't want that the dust and all that. You don't want that falling into the can. But these pop tops are good. They just it just seems to me that they could be a little bit weaker and could fail easier than the cans that are like this that you have to use a can opener for. But let's go ahead and open this can and see what the difference is. So, as you can see, there's a difference, a little bit more oil, it seems like right here, where the oil in here maybe have broken down. And this looks a little pinker than this. That could be the manufacturing process, who knows. But let's go ahead and get a little bit of this chunk chicken out. And I've actually tried one of these cans. Lisa and I had dinner the other night, chicken salad sandwiches with one of these cans. So I know that this stuff is still good because we've used it. But that is the old stuff. And this is the new stuff. Interesting with canned chicken, it sort of Kind of looks like raw chicken, doesn't it? But I know it's cooked. So let's go ahead and take one of these from the old chicken. And like I said, I knew it was going to be fine. And then this is the new chicken, which seems like it's got, I don't know, it seems like this was less fat and better quality chicken, I suppose, whereas this almost seems like parts and pieces that they threw in here. But let's go ahead and see how this tastes compared to that. Pretty close to the same. This is maybe a little bit more salty. Again, a little bit more flavor, but this this is just fine. It's just not quite as, I don't know, it doesn't have the flavor profile that this does. Again, that could be how long it's been sitting on the shelf. That could be the manufacturing process. A lot has changed over the course of time, but both of these, canned chicken is good too. So let's open up this crab meat and we will see how this is. Clean that off. Then we'll get one of these crab meats. We'll go ahead and open this up. This is 2014, so probably 10 years ago we bought this crab meat. Alright, so here is the crab meat, and I really wish I had a new one to compare this to, because it looks pretty almost like oatmeal a little bit. But let's smell this first. I don't know if it's my nose or not, but I can't smell anything, literally nothing. So let's go ahead and take some out. So kind of, yeah, like malto meal or something. It's just, I expected a few chunks in here. Although it doesn't say anything about chunks on this, it just says crab meat, and it's great value crab meat, so there's that as well. But nothing as far as the smell, nothing that would make me think that this is bad, so I'm going to go ahead and test a little bit. And it's fine. It's got a little bit of a, like a watery, I don't want to say metallic, but maybe a little bit metallic taste, and maybe it's just a flavor of this canned crab. It is definitely something that you could put in a recipe. I don't know that I'd be eating too many spoonfuls of crab, but it is definitely something you put in a recipe and it'd be just fine. It's actually, you know, after 10 years, still perfectly fine. Now, with all of this, I do want to say, you don't want to let your food storage go bad. You don't want to have stuff just stockpiled and think that, hey, cool, I'm all right. But if you're like me and you didn't do a very good job of inventory and rotation 10 years ago, and you keep finding pockets like this, and this is actually pretty small compared to what I found before. I found probably 150 pounds worth of canned food that I just had to get rid of because it was just really, really old. So it doesn't mean you have to throw it away, but try to get the canned foods that you're going to use. That way you don't get in a situation where you've got all of your stuff is 8, 10, 15 years old. But this is more to say that if you do have a couple cans of tuna or anything else, you can go ahead and still use those, or you can at least open them up and use your three senses, your smell, your touch, and your sight, and make sure that they're still good. So, as I said in the beginning, I am going to be doing a live stream opening up some of these other ones here. I do want to try this Spam with bacon, real Hormel bacon. I don't know exactly how they do that, if they just chop up the bacon, but I want to try that. I want to try some of the Vienna sausages. This Chipotle chicken, it looks pretty interesting. And then this peanut butter is the one that I'm sort of on the fence about, because I know peanut butter will be fine, but it is, I'm not sure. And I've read that, you know, to a year to 2 years afterwards, if it's not opened, it should be fine. But this has been 8 years. This expired in 2016. So I'm going to open this. I'm going to do my senses tests with the sight, touch, and smell, and taste this and see how exactly this is. So like I said, watch the channel, make sure and subscribe, hit that bell icon to get notified, and when I schedule the live stream tonight, you'll see it up there, and then you can watch the video there. But this, you know, all of this it's pretty cool because you hear all these people talking about, yes, it's you know, it's going to be fine. Then you hear people talking about, no, I just throw that away. Better safe than sorry. I wanted to test it out myself and see. And everything that I tested today, other than maybe the tomatoes, and I'm sure these are probably fine. I'm just not so sure about that. But other than the tomatoes, I think everything is absolutely fine. These kiwi fruits I'll try out in a live stream as well, and we'll see how this is. Again, same thing, the acidic foods. We'll see how that works. But with that, yeah, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get notified when we do live streams. But with that, take care and prepare, everyone. We will talk to y'all later.